Okay, so I've just finished at the antiquity called Al-Hallabat. The guide's name was Benna, he was the manager apparently, and it was quite an amazing experience. He gave us all that insight. The other interesting thing, of course, I had to go to the bathroom, and if you ever want to come to Jordan, first thing you pack is toilet paper. The second thing you pack is a really strong pair of quads, because you just cannot sit on a toilet here in this country. You just have to squat above it. Use the squats. It's just amazing. And the last thing the manager says is, "You'll miss me, you'll be back in 6 months." So we'll see how that turns out, because coming back would be just fantastic. I'm going to go and have some time with Ali in the car now. We've been laughing all morning. And so we'll just see how this day goes. So we're just, this was Kharanah, wasn't it?
Kharanah, yes.
Kharanah Castle. So that was castle number 4. Thank you. At 5. Sorry. How do you say 5 in Arabic?
خمسة.
خمسة. It's
خمسة بعين لما يصلي على النبي. خمسة.
a handful. That's a handful of 5. That's all I can understand of that. And the reason I made this particular video is I've been to 5 different toilets today, and not one of them rates in a human perspective as anything decent. That last one, thank God I didn't film it, because the smell-o-vision would have been just literally to die for. And so if you are going to come to Jordan, well, not only do you have to pack your own toilet paper, because at the moment I'm using tissues, maybe a big nappy, a big adult-sized nappy that just goes around. Wear really loose-fitted clothing so that nobody sees that you're wearing a nappy, so that you don't have to actually go to a toilet that isn't in a hotel or somewhere that has some form of, I don't know, some form of culture. Because at the antiquities, I would prefer to find a bush, but this is Jordan. Just a pan out here, there's not a bush. There's not a bush in sight. So it's my only ick for the day is going to the restrooms. Have fun, everybody. Speak to you later. Now, I don't normally videotape toilets, but this one is just amazing. So she's just cleaned it out with the disinfectant. The smell is still here. It's the disinfectant smell. This is the best toilet I've been to in Jordan. So as I said, I didn't actually need to go to the bathroom, but just because there was one there, I went anyway. And it was amazingly clean, as I videoed. And the other piece of magic was I couldn't find a way to flush it. So I said, "How do I flush the lady?" She goes, don't worry, I do that." So I came out of the stall, and she goes in the stall with a bucket and proceeds to flush the toilet with a bucket of water. I just love travelling. Hi, so my adventure in Aqaba has started. I've arrived at a local hotel that my friend Ali has organised. He's going to stay in a room with several of his friends, and I get to stay here. So what you will find when you come into a hotel in the Middle East is you'll be supplied with 2 things. You'll be supplied with soap, which is really handy, and you can guarantee it's only been used by you, which is really good. And at reception, they give you toilet paper. So let's hope I don't have any special outings, because there's not much there. The other thing you'll notice actually that beds are very, very different. They don't do sheets and tucks like we do. It is all just duvet. And so that's pretty interesting. The other thing that you'll find is when you get into the bathrooms, you have the hose. Somewhere here I can find a hose. I still don't know how to use a hose, so I do the traditional paper and you put it into the rubbish bin because you don't flush. And the squeegee is to take the excess water off. So this is what Ali would call a clean hotel. I call it a hotel because I've stayed in some pretty shockers over the years. At least this one appears that the cistern's going to flush, Because another one I had was in Oman last year. The cistern didn't flush. I actually had to take the top off the cistern and manually pull the lever so that the float would allow the toilet to flush. I did have a little peek outside to see what the view is. And don't bother. There's a little fairground over there. There's another building with some scaffolding and rubbish, because that's very traditional for what is around in Jordan. Rubbish is just everywhere. So this is my adventure, starting in Aqaba. We've got an hour to rest and then we'll start for the afternoon. I've treated myself to a hotel. My goodness, can't even open the door to the toilet. Got a shower. Hopefully it'll have running hot water. Things are going to look up for me for the next 2 nights. Twin beds, don't care. Breakfast is included. And another one that the door's not locked. And what do I overlook? A pretty spectacular car park. But down there is the Petra site. That's the village of Wadi Musa. And I'll have running water and a bed that looks as if it's got a mattress instead of just a piece of foam. Lucky me.